Hey guys, this is the RedTech98, and in front of me I got the new iPhone 7 in silver. Now just before we start, I'd like to clarify that this is not my phone, it's my brother's. He got it today from Vodafone on a contract for 2 years. I personally use the Samsung Galaxy Note 4, which I'm filming with right now. So without further ado, let's get into it. It's the 256GB model, as you can see. There's nothing special about the box, just the fact that it opens in a different way this time. You got this tab, pull it downwards. Nice. Now, this video is going to be a quick unboxing of the phone and later on my opinions on the choices that Apple made when they designed this product. It's not going to be a full-fledged review with all the cinematic effects and artistic cinematography and whatever. First and foremost, because I'm probably not good at it. There's tons of other people that make such videos. And two, exam time is really close and I'm new to it. I don't have time for reviews and editing and all that. So I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible and as unadulterated as possible because I just want to keep it simple. Anyway, as you saw, the phone doesn't appear first when you open the box. You have this booklet and stickers probably in this packet. The phone sits underneath, probably for the protection of the phone when you open it. Case in point, that person in Sydney who opened his phone and it fell right off. So they took this measure to prevent that from happening. So I'll just put this on the side. This is the 1 amp USB charger. It's a sad fact that this is not a quick charger because the iPhone has a really small battery, and with a quick charge it would have been awesome to fully charge the phone in an hour or so. Phones like the Samsung Galaxy Note 4, Note 5, Note 6, Note 7, there's no Note 6. They all come with Qualcomm's Fast Charge 2.0 or 3.0, which is really nice considering they have big batteries, but this one doesn't, which is sad. These are the new Lightning earpods, which plug into your phone's Lightning port or charging port. I don't know how to open this. Alright, so they do not come inside that plastic case anymore, which is sad. But they do include the 3.5mm to Lightning adapter in the box, which is nice. And if you lose it, it costs $9 to buy in America. I'm not sure how it is in Australia. I'm not going to get too much into this because I don't want to ruin it for now. You also get, of course, the Lightning cable, USB, which, by the way, breaks really easily, and I hate Apple for that. Onto the phone itself. Let's take this off. Alright, let me just clean this up and we'll get into the phone right away. Now that everything's aside, let's boot this phone. Alright, so before we get started, let's clear specs out of the way. Starting with the screen, this is a 4.7-inch screen, same as the iPhone 6 and 6S from 2 years ago. It's a 720p screen. The pixel density, is about 320, which is unchanged since the iPhone 4 in 2010, which is pretty interesting, given that the new phones are 2K these days. Anyway, we'll just set it up really quickly. Alright, now I've got everything set up. Nope, just kidding. Now I've got everything set up. So as I covered, the display isn't the most dense. It's not even close to the most dense pixel density available on the market right now. But for the average user, even for me, it's pretty normal, acceptable at a distance. If you don't pixel peep, it's not going to be bad at all. In fact, it gets pretty bright and the colors are not too bad. No AMOLED saturation, but close. So the new Apple camera is a 12 megapixel sensor. I heard they said it's slightly bigger and with the bigger aperture, 1.8. It has a quad flash. Supposedly it's better in low light. It still does 60 frames per second full HD, 30 frames per second 4K. The new front-facing camera is improved. It's a bit wider and it's 7 megapixels compared to 5 megapixels in the iPhone 6S. Battery life isn't hugely updated. It's only an hour better compared to the iPhone 6S according to Apple. The battery itself is about 200-300 milliamp hours bigger, but because this has a stronger processor and a brighter display, it's not going to be too much of an improvement. What's interesting in Apple's design this year is, first, they made it waterproof. This is the best feature of the iPhone 7 in my opinion, and 7 Plus of course. It allows you to use your phone in the shower. Well, you shouldn't use it in the shower, but if you wanted to, you can do that. It prevents your phone to be damaged from accidental drops in the toilet, even in the pool maybe, if you wanted to do that. So as you can see, my password is 6 zeros, the most secure in the world. So really nifty feature. Actually, water resistance, not waterproofing. IP67. So 7 stands for less than 30 minutes in less than 1 meter of water. that of course is under controlled environments. So if you get a water hose and put it through the speakers or the microphone down here, you're probably going to get some damage. People have tested it on YouTube if you want to search that up, and it can go even further than 1 meter according to some tests. But enough rambling about the water resistance. Also, a new feature on the iPhone 7 is the new home button. It's no longer a physical press, it's a force touch panel with Touch ID, of course. It's still really fast, but this time it's static, doesn't move, and what gives you the feedback is the Taptic engine inside the phone, which to be honest seems like a button press to me. I'm not sure about the others who say it feels weird. It feels normal to me, and I'm actually really used to it right now. So in the settings you do have the ability to change this seal. 1 doesn't really feel like a click, 3 does feel like a click, but it's a bit too much. That's why 2 is the default, because it does actually feel like a click, and it's really easy to get used to in my opinion. Alright, on to the next feature of the iPhone 7. You do have a stereo speaker setup, so the bottom one acting as the right channel and the earpiece acting as the left when you hold it in this position, and it switches when you hold it in this position. These series of holes is in fact just one microphone, and this is the second microphone. Apple did this for aesthetics more than purpose, and as you probably noticed, there's no headphone jack, there's just the lightning charging port. In my opinion, this shouldn't be too much of an issue because A, they do include the lightning earpods in the box, which is what most people are going to be using probably. And if they choose to use 3.5mm headphones, they have this adapter, which is a nifty little feature because I recently discovered that the entire DAC, digital to analog converter, is inside this small little guy, which is pretty mind-blowing to be honest. And it's only $9 if you lose it. I mean, it's a compromise, but I don't have too many problems with it. And finally, performance. This new iPhone 7 has 2GB of RAM, and the 7 Plus has 3GB. It has an Apple A10 Fusion chip, which is the fastest on the market right now. Compared to the Note 7's Exynos chip, it's pretty much on par, but compared to the Snapdragon chip, it's much faster. Is it going to be noticeable? Compared to the iPhone 6, yes, it's much faster. Compared to the iPhone 5, 4, it's ridiculously fast, even to new Android phones. But compared to the iPhone 6s, it's really close. Hisgate, do I notice anything? Well, you judge for yourself. It's not under load, but I really can't hear anything. And if I turn on the camera and maybe record a video, maybe that's a processor intensive task. Nothing. Even if it was there, I don't notice it. Anyway, so what's my final verdict on the iPhone 7? I just unboxed it and I haven't used it for a long period of time. But judging from the reviews that I saw on YouTube, this is a really solid choice. The screen is solid, it has good colors, good accurate viewing angles, and it seems like a really good phone. It's extremely fast with the A10 Fusion chip, which is now quad-core, I forgot to mention that. Is legend in terms of benchmarking and launching apps really quickly. Even compared to the fastest Android phones, this is really fast. The stereo speakers are a really nice change, and what's even better is the water resistance that's new to this phone, which allows you to like wash it and use it under the rain. The new camera is better in low light now because now it has a bigger aperture. It has optical stabilization now, I forgot to mention that. It has the quad flash with 2 colors here. And it's going to give you that depth of field that you see with professional cameras, more so than the iPhone 6s. The new button might be a strange change to some people, but it's actually really easy to get used to in my opinion. The structure and the design on the outside isn't changed by a huge amount. Actually, it's barely noticeable from the front. If you look at the iPhone 6 versus the iPhone 7, it's exactly the same from the front. It's still a 7000 series alloy, which means that it's not going to bend or crack as much as the iPhone 6. The antenna bands, as you can see, are more hidden now. The camera is more integrated into the aluminium unibody, and overall it's a refinement from what's already a good phone from last year. It does look nice in my opinion. That's a subjective thing to be decided by you, of course. If you want to buy this phone, judge for yourself. So all these features do come at a premium. The iPhone 7 isn't cheap by any means. It's actually much more expensive than Samsung phones here in Australia. So if you do have the money, I suggest you give it a shot because it's a solid choice and it's going to last you through the years comfortably. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any questions and subscribe to see more videos like this, even though I don't make much of these videos these days. But thanks for watching. Peace.